Hello, everyone. Welcome to Alphawisdom. I'm Mystic Cassandria. This week we're covering the mounts. The mounts. There are about 10 of them, and perhaps two more you will learn something about. But today we're going to talk about the mounts of Mars, sometimes referred to as the Martian planet, Planet Mars. Mars. We have the upper and we have the lower and we have the plane of Mars. So let's get started. Okay, as you look at this, you see on your intro sheet the mounts. They're named after planets, which are named after Greek and Roman gods and goddesses. They represent aspects of our character that are symbolized by those mythological beings. Now, you saw this when we ended the last video, the mounts on the hand. I've listed only the ones you've been hearing me refer to them in reference to an area of the palm or the name of a finger. But today we're going to talk only about two. There's a lot to be said. Mars, the planet of action, the planet where I won't say so much the planet, but the meaning behind it in reference to the god was aggression and resistance. Do you have it in you to resist the temptation that's coming through your energy, or you're just ready to fight? So that's what we're going to focus on today. So let's take a look at what we have here. Now, just a reminder, the upper end is below the little finger and above the lunar mount. This is the lunar mount. This is the upper part. Across from this, I'll come back to this, is the lower Mars. It's located just above wherever the thumb ball is. It's sort of practically sitting on it almost, okay? And in the center, we have what is called the plane of Mars. I don't think we're going to get to the plane of Mars today, but when we talk about the plane of Mars, what it does is increase the inflammability and temper of the individual. So we're talking about aggression and resistance here, which involves temper. They're different. So let's learn something about each one. Let's take the upper. This is the upper one. This embodies the elements of aggression and resistance and is consequently a fighter. Do not infer by any means the word a fighter that the individual always fights with a weapon or with his or her hands in some kind of combat. Instead, they are more often found fighting their way against adverse elements and circumstances in the mental word, fighting with words, like a good or great orator. They will resist those who seek to force them to do against their will. They will fight. The Mars qualities of aggression or resistance are necessary to the completion of their character. For without them, this aggression and this resistance, the individual will be run over and trampled afoot. No matter how brilliant or talented they may be, without the Mars fighting qualities, their brilliancy will never be brought before the public eye. The separation of the mounts could be seen in two ways. Those who are the aggressors and force the issue indicates resistance, and that's this one, upper Mars. They use words to fight with whatever they are fighting for. And those who in self-defense or resistance resist the pressure brought upon them. They have the aggressive spirit. That's lower Mars. Okay? So they both embody some form of action and to fight, to not be taken advantage of. And those with this, well, we all have it, but I'll tell you shortly what makes one more than the other. Okay, so let's talk more about this one. This is the lower Mars mount, okay? The person with this one will push their plans, will not stop to consider other people, but will do whatever is necessary for themselves to fight through all opposition. They seek strife. They love it. And always the pusher who is full of aggression. So they don't wait for it. It's like when they come, they're ready for action and they mean to do it. Now, there's another side of this person. They are great bluffers. They will bluff. But not having the resistance element, all they have is aggression. They will back down if easily pressed. In other words, it's like the dark barking dog, but no real action, okay? Now, there are other things by the size of that will determine whether they'll really back down. But they do have that element in them. Often now, one of these mounts are largely developed and the other one may be small. This may be larger. That is, there's some fullness here. Or it could be this one. There's some fullness here. It's just not flat, like it's collapsed, okay? And so if this is larger and this is smaller, or the reverse, this is larger and this is smaller. Okay. In this case, the person will have either great aggression or great resistance, whether it is the lower or upper mount, that is the larger. So that is saying whether this one is the one that's larger or this one is the one that's larger. In any event, either one of them will have great aggression, but they'll still stay under their characteristics. This is more action-oriented, physical action. This is more mental action, verbal, okay? Now, in this case, when one of them is larger, the individual will push themselves forward with great persistence and resist vigorously the attempt of anyone to impose on them. Now, when both of these are larger at the same time, they simply shove or push themselves past every obstacle and stubbornly resist any attempt to force them down. This type is the most advanced of the mounts. All right, I'd like to give you now a summary of them so you'll see some of the simple characteristics. With the upper mount, they have the power of resistance. They're always cool, calm, and collected. They do not lose their head and do not get discouraged if things go against them. They do not give up when knocked down. They will always get up. Now, if this area is flat, they can be easily discouraged. They give up quickly and they lack resistance. So it's just the opposite. Now, with the lower Mars, they show the person who fully pushes their plans. They will show. They do not stop to consider other people and will show the person who fully pushes his plans, does not stop to consider other people, and if necessary, forces themselves through all opposition. They look for strife and they love it. Always the pusher who is full of aggression and generally have robust health. And both of them have this robust health, incidentally. And when you have robust health, that naturally means you have a lot of energy going for you, a lot of energy. Okay. All right. That's all we'll have time for today. So I hope you understood this. Give a thumbs up if you liked it, and by all means, share and subscribe. We will continue talking about the mounts in the next video. Well, thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day. Love yourself, and by all means, love and light. Bye.